Hey YouTube, it's me, Chrissy E, and I know I'm wearing this outfit in another video, even though y'all really can't see the outfit. I'm just gonna go and be honest. I'm trying to record a bunch of videos for y'all, while I have free time, because my major, which I'll probably leave an annotation of what it is right here if I feel like it, is kicking my butt, and it's pretty intense, and I am a junior, so I'm graduating next year, so trying to get all my things in order. But that's not important. Um, I want to do a really quick video on some of the things I learned from my first set of locks. Um, I'm just gonna briefly give you the backstory of them, and then what my experience was like, and my honest opinion of having sister locks. So let's just get into it. So I was a sophomore at my first institution. I'm working on my second degree, in case you're my second bachelor's degree before I get my master's. And I was working on my first undergrad degree, and I was a sophomore, which puts me 2012-ish, I think. I'll leave an annotation of the actual year because I'm horrible with years and dates. And I had been a loose natural since I was, I think, a junior in high school. But I was used to wearing weaves and braids, so I never really wore my natural hair out. So I did the same thing my first couple years of college, and then I decided I wanted to try something different. My dad had suggested that maybe I got dreads, and at that point in time, I thought dreads were only they're really big ones, and they were unkempt, in my personal opinion at that point in time. Now that I've matured some, I don't feel like that, but then I did. So I was like, that's not really for me. Then I was watching some YouTube videos on how to do your own kinky twist and stuff, because I was doing my hair myself because I didn't like paying people, because people never really did the way I wanted to. And African braiding shops for my hair were pulling my edges too tight and thinning out my hairline. So I had to put a stop to that and figure out how to do my hair myself. And one girl in the video mentioned that she was getting sister locks, and I didn't know what it was, so I googled it. And when I googled it, I was like, "Oh, that might be for me." So I researched how do you get in contact with somebody, found somebody off the list that was close to me. There aren't a lot of people in my state because I live in a state where it's just not that popular. So I found two people, and one of the prices was just that's a car. That's crazy. She wanted $1,500 to start them, and I was just like, I can't do that. I just can't do that. So I was like, no. And the other person who ended up starting them, she didn't charge me about five, I think. But while that was a deal on the front end, it ended up being more so a burden on the back end, because when it was time for retightenings, my retightenings were taking well over 8 hours, and a lot of people were charging me $15 an hour to $20 an hour to retighten. So if you do the math, which I will probably put the prices that it was costing for retightening, and I was getting done every 4 weeks. So you can imagine how broke I was, and I was a costume, so I couldn't afford to get my hair retightened often. So the price would usually be more than that number, and I was just not feeling it. But overall, appearance-wise, they were amazing because they were really small. I'll even probably put some pictures at the end of this video of them if I can find some. They were really small. They were easy to maintain. You do virtually any style with them. And a lot of people didn't even realize they were locks. A lot of people just thought that maybe I had braids installed and stuff, which was okay. And they always looked neat even when they needed to be retightened because they were so small. And I enjoyed them. It's just the maintenance was not for me. And paying somebody to maintain them wasn't for me either, because it was super expensive and everything. And I just wasn't feeling that. And yeah. But some of the tips that they give you when you're first getting like Sisterlocks, and I had two separate locticians maintain my hair because I had I had somebody for when I went to school, and then I had somebody for when I was back at home, which is the same state, just they're a few hours apart. And the one who was here at home, she did a little bit more for me, to be honest, because she wasn't working with as many clients. But the issue I found with her, she was critical of my other loctician, I guess you could say, and didn't really like her work. Like, she liked the size and everything, she just felt like she didn't inform me well enough. But in general, to me, Sisterlock people don't really inform you that much, because the way it's done almost so that you're dependent upon going back to them, which is fine for someone who's like a career woman or a career man, because you can get brother locks and you can financially afford to have somebody always doing your hair, like retightening wise, and you just at home, you just like curl your hair and wash your hair every so often. That's all you really do, or you braid your hair or wear it in ponytails. Like, you do simple stuff, you don't do the real maintenance on your hair, then it's a really good option for you. But if you're someone where your money is like a little tighter, or you're a college student, or you have other expenses that come before your hair, to me, it's not really that good an option. But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say about my experience with Sisterlocks. If you have any questions, leave them down below so we can have a conversation, because I don't mind explaining anything that you have questions about, and I don't mind, like, if we have a conversation and you're in the same state as me, I could let you know who did my hair if you're actually curious. But I don't want to just put people on blast, because they weren't bad people or anything. It wasn't conducive for my lifestyle, so they didn't work for me. But I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. What? You and me will always be tight. Family every single day and night. Even when you start to acting like a fool, you know I'm loving every single thing you do.
Fucking you made me proud of me, cause I know that you doubted me. Even told me I would never get with you, told me I could never get with you. But this pride in me wouldn't let you slide by me. That's when I came back round. I played my game with no respect. I finessed you to make me seem down, but I finessed you, was all a stressor. I was young, nigga, messed up. Fucked your head up, shoulda never came round. You let me in and I let you down. I was wrong cause I fought up the game, baby. Your name crazy in the streets, got them saying things. My pride was the cause of it all. I apologize for the flaws in it all, wrongs in it all. Cause you and me always be tight. Family every single day, and even when I start acting like a fool, somehow I always can fall back on you.